What's up, guys? Just wanted to provide my quick reaction to the San Francisco 49ers beating the Detroit Lions in the NFC Championship, going on to the Super Bowl to play the Kansas City Chiefs. So, man, in this game, it was really all Detroit in the first half. I mean, the run game was working for them, the passing game was working for them, and then defensively, they were getting stops, providing, pressure on the offensive line of the San Francisco 49ers and making things tough on them. And then the Detroit Lions were able to build out that lead and then was like a 24 to 7 game at halftime, and it looked like it was Detroit going to the Super Bowl. And then second half completely flipped and things changed. And, that was you know, big thing for me was the momentum switch, which I believe came after the fourth down attempt by the Lions where Jared Goff threw the ball to Josh Reynolds and he was unable to complete the catch. I think that was a big momentum shift for me because San Fran were able to capitalize off that and then were able to make it a game. But yeah, overall, just real quick rundown of what I was seeing is that in the first half, Jared Goff, he was given time. He was efficient in the pocket and making the plays as he was in the first couple of rounds. And then Gibbs and Montgomery were making plays throughout the first half. Gibbs had the touchdown at the end. Montgomery had his touchdown, and it was like 140 something, I believe, rush yards in the first half. It was just all Detroit with the run game, and they were outplaying the San Fran run game with McCaffrey, obviously. So that was really it was a tale of two halves in this one. Also, third down conversions, it just seemed like wherever it was, Detroit was able to get it done. Third and 18, third and 9. It just was Detroit making the right plays, right calls at the right time. Um, and yeah, that's just really a testament to the offense and how they've been playing all year with Ben Johnson. The creativity, it just shows you that you never know what to expect with this offense, and that's what you got today. The pressure on Purdy was able to minimize the downfield passing game and force a turnover by that actually with the interception by Rodriguez. Um, the pass defense of the Lions has been suspect all year, but not too many times in the first half where they tested downfield, and it seemed like that was a result of the pass rush, and that's what I was looking for coming into the game. That's what I think was the main reason why Detroit was able to get this far with that type of pass defense is because of their front seven. So that's what was happening in the first half, and yeah, Detroit had it all going for them, and then in the second half, like I said, the Reynolds drop just shifted it for them, and then the Gibbs fumble after that uh, made it a 24-24 game when San Fran got the ball back. And then from there on, it was just San Fran had the momentum captured, and then it was just they were controlling the game, and Detroit had their chances to come back in it, but weren't able to make the plays to get it done. So ultimately, what I take away from the season for the Detroit Lions is what a job by Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell to create what they've created in Detroit for, as little time as they've been there, really making it one of the better organizations in the league, I'd say at this current point. Detroit obviously has had their problems in the past, not being able to get that playoff win for 30 years it was, and then getting the division this year. So there was just a lot of stepping stones that they accomplished this year. Started off the year hot with that win in Arrowhead against Kansas City. And then they just kept building on it, getting big time wins and, turned into where they were as an underdog and now one of the better teams in the league. So I'm interested to see how they're going to continue this with Ben Johnson likely leaving. How is the offense going to be looking in the future seasons? And will they continue to I think this is a pretty easy, thing to answer, but will they continue to be so aggressive in their play style with the fourth down attempts? They had two I can remember in this game, and those were both to Josh Reynolds. Or one was to Josh Reynolds, or might have been two to Josh Reynolds. Either way, the other one was just not really a chance to get that one caught. Um, so that's the name of the game right there. That's where it really shifted was in today's game was the fourth down conversions, and it allowed the 49ers to come back into it. Now, actually, one of the fourth down attempts that they went for a field goal, I thought they could have went for it at the end of the first half. I was like, they could have put the game away a little bit early. That could have put it at 28 instead of 24. But I did agree with the field goal attempt, and I think the second time around where they went for the fourth down, where it was a scramble outside for Jared Goff and he missed the receiver down the field. I think they should have kicked it there. But the one where across the middle to Josh Reynolds and he dropped it, I think that was a good decision. And Josh Reynolds honestly should have caught that ball. But yeah, I think that's going to continue to be an identity of their game is going for it on fourth down. But you saw like how much the 49ers respected that even when they went out in punt formations, the starting defense was out there, as the broadcast pointed out. So that just shows you that the league is going to be keyed in on what the Detroit Lions are doing with these fourth down conversions, and no matter what the disguise is, whether it's fake punt as they did against Dallas, it's not going to work as frequently, I think, in the future. But as we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles, they had their little tush push thing going for a while until it didn't. So there's always, the league's always going to adapt. So you're going to have to find that next best thing. But I mean, this is a Detroit Lions team that's probably going to live and die by that aggressive approach. And that's their identity that they've been instilling for the past few seasons. So I think just continue to ride with it. But I'm interested to see how their defense is going to, or the offense is going to be coached in the future without Ben Johnson. And he's deservingly getting that head coaching opportunity next season. But yeah, it was a good game. I think this was the better game of the day. For San Fran, I don't know. I'm not going to make my Super Bowl prediction yet, but I think they deserved this win, especially with how they've played, coming back and showing that resilience in the Green Bay game, and the same thing today against Detroit. So yeah, they look like the best team in the NFC all year, and then they showed it in the playoffs with the resiliency that they were able to hold throughout the game. So hopefully for their sake that Kyle Shanahan can finally get it done and kind of quiet a little bit of the noise surrounding his uh clutch time ability, if you will, going back to Atlanta. And then obviously for Brock Purdy, notoriously known for being called a game manager, I think he's shown with this playoff run with that late drive against Green Bay and then what he was able to do today to put the game away. I think he for sure showed that he's not a game manager. He's one of them real quarterbacks that's capable of making a difference in the outcome of the game. So I like what I saw from Brock Purdy this whole season, and he was an MVP candidate, at least top 10 or top 5 for a reason. But yeah, overall, that was just my thoughts on this one. Congrats to the Lions on this season. For me personally, the Lions, I applaud them for what they did this year, and I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come, especially in the NFC North, where I'm a Vikings fan, and that's a team that I'm looking at. If I'm O'Connell and I'm seeing Detroit, I'm seeing a team that's going to be atop the division or contending for the NFC North for years to come. So 49ers win 34-31 against the Detroit Lions. That's just my thoughts on the game. Looking forward to the Super Bowl. Looking forward to the next coming episodes, and hope you guys continue to, engage with the content, putting it out on YouTube, putting it out on TikTok. With that being said, that was everything. See you guys next time. Peace.